Is Germany imploding? What's happening there and why should you care? I'm the host and you're watching this channel. So let's talk about Germany because it's arguably the most important country in Europe. And right now it's in trouble. Trouble that, if it continues, could have ripple effects around the world. First, some context. Germany's current government is what's called a traffic light coalition between three center parties: the Social Democrats, the Greens, and the Free Democrats. It's been plagued by infighting and indecision. Basically, three parties with three different visions trying to govern, as one has led to gridlock. Take the economy. Germany faces challenges like inflation, declining industry, and an aging population. But the Social Democrats want more social safety net programs. The Greens are pushing for renewable energy, and Free Democrats favor lower taxes and deregulation. Those differences aren't easy to reconcile, especially in a global economic slowdown. Then there's foreign policy. Germany's historically strong support for the European Union and NATO has been shaken by internal debate. While most Germans still back both, a vocal minority questions the costs and benefits. And that's made governing even harder. Now, this wouldn't be so concerning if the government was just ineffective. But public trust in the ruling coalition is plummeting. A recent poll found only 34% of Germans approve of the government. That low approval rating alone doesn't spell disaster. Governments often face rough patches. But when you combine it with other factors, it becomes a problem. For starters, voter turnout is expected to plummet in upcoming local elections. That could bring new faces to local governments who may not share the status quo. And those same faces might also drive the next national election. And that election may not be pretty. The biggest threat to the current government is a party called the AfD, or Alternative for Germany. Right now, they're polling at about 20%, putting them second only to the Conservatives. But don't let their name fool you. They're not your average centrist party. The AfD is a nationalist, anti-immigration party. At its core, the AfD wants to reshape Germany. Economically, they want to roll back environmental regulations and labor laws, arguing that they stifle growth. On immigration, they want stricter controls and to reduce the number of refugees allowed into the country. They're also Eurosceptic, which means they want a less integrated Europe and more national sovereignty. All of that might sound familiar. And that's because the AfD isn't alone. Parties like the National Rally in France or the Brothers of Italy have gained ground across Europe. In fact, the AfD was actually the first nationalist party to gain mainstream support. That happened back in 2017, and ever since, they've pushed for more and more influence. But here's the complication. Parts of the AfD have been declared a suspected extremist movement by Germany's Domestic Intelligence Service. So you have an entire political party flirting with extremism. And that's creating a political crisis. How do you stop the AfD without looking like you're trampling on democracy? Germany is struggling to figure that out, and their options are limited. One strategy has been to try and co-opt the AfD, basically to absorb their supporters by adopting some of their ideas. Chancellor Olaf Scholz tried this recently when he announced a national turnaround on migration. He said Germany would take in fewer refugees and deport more asylum seekers. It's a calculated risk. If it works, it could blunt the AfD's rise. But if it fails, it could backfire spectacularly. Germany's opposition parties are hoping for a backlash. They're hoping that voters will punish the ruling coalition and reward them instead. Whether that happens will depend on two things: the economy and immigration. If the economy doesn't improve, voters could swing far right. And if immigration seems out of control, that could push people toward the nationalists too. Both are wild cards. So is Germany on the verge of collapse? Probably not. But are the coming elections a referendum on the current government? You bet. And that's why Germany's future is so precarious. No one can predict with certainty how this will play out. But here's what we do know. Germany is at a crossroads. Its parties are deeply divided. Trust in government is collapsing, and the future of Europe could hinge on the results. So keep an eye on Germany. When a country of its size and importance stumbles, the whole world feels it. The question is, will Germany fall, or will it rise up and renew itself? Only time will tell. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.